Greetings and welcome to the Halloween edition of the Sliders Review. And I'm here today to talk to you about R.L. Stine's Fear Street 1994. I have now just finally watched this. It came out sometime I think in 2021, I think. And yeah, finally, an adult R.L. Stine series or a movie series or whatever that's actually scary and creepy. Like, this is what Eye Candy failed to do. I tried to watch R.L. Stine's Eye Candy on MTV. It was not a very good series. I couldn't get past the first episode. I couldn't even finish the first episode. And so, like, R.L. Stine, like, I love Goosebumps. My God, I love Goosebumps. I do not like The Nightmare Room. I used to love The Haunting Hour, but only the first season and the first half of the second season. After that, it just sucked. And mainly because that's when kids' horror stuff started to have these moral lessons. And it started with that second season. It's like they don't want little kids to be scared. You have to teach them crap. Well, kids are supposed to be scared. That's why it's called a horror anthology series. And so I hate Just Beyond. It's kind of like a comedy horror series that's not even really all that scary. They have their moments of spookiness, but it's all that moral lesson crap. And so, like, I've been wanting to watch something new R.L. Stine since, especially since Just Beyond disappointed me so much. And so, like, and then a lot of R.L. Stine's movies that they adapt, like Ghostly Mostly and all this haunted crap, they're just kiddie stuff. Like, they have these, like, kind of like slightly adult things, but it feels like a Disney Channel horror movie series and stuff. So I don't like none of those and anything. I do like the live action Goosebump movie, but I have not seen the second. So I was a little hesitant at first to watch this because not everything that gets adapted of his work is like all that great. Sometimes they just take too many liberties and they make it a little too cheesy. Yeah, Goosebumps is cheesy, but it's still better than most of the other stuff I just mentioned. And so the closest thing to an adult R.L. Stine series I had was originally The Haunting Hour. That was slightly more darker and ended on darker themes. But oh my God. Fear Street. Whoa. Wow. I was not expecting none of that. So a little history of the Fear Street stuff. So when I was watching this, I originally saw that there was a book called The Wrong Number. And of course, in The Haunting Hour, there's an episode called that's based off of The Haunting Hour Wrong Number book that they had created a long time ago for that series and stuff. So anyway, so I'm like, oh, that's a cool little Easter egg and everything. And so halfway into watching it and stuff, like, I started researching this. I had no idea R.L. Stine created a series of books called Fear Street. And not only that, but he has a series of books called Wrong Number. And one of them is actually, I think the fifth one is actually the Easter egg in this first movie. So this movie is a trilogy. And so, like, yes, this started, I think, back probably in the 70s or 80s. He was writing these series, and he's still writing them to this day. And they were more adult theme, more actual horror scary. It wasn't like Goosebumps. But then he decided to come out with a series of books called Fear Street something Ghost something. And those were more for little kids, just like Goosebumps. And yeah, it's just this man has a series of Fear Street books because they take place on Shady something. I forgot the name of the street, but it's a typical R.L. Stine type, like, location name. And so, you know, like, a lot of like scary stuff happens here. Now, this trilogy, I don't know if this is based off an actual legit book or they just decided to make their own for the show, because so far as researching it, I can't find any reference to what's been going on in like the first movie. but it's intriguing. Like it's a trilogy that takes place through a span of all these different decades and all these murders, all because of a witch. Now, they tried many years ago, back in the late 90s to, I think, 1998, to adapt R.L. Stine's Fear Street, the Ghost something, whatever it's called. That was a failed ABC pilot. I didn't even know it aired on TV. It's on YouTube. I'm gonna check it out because it's just recently been uploaded to YouTube a couple of months ago. The intro is so lame. It's a bunch of skeletons like doing the monkey, like the dance and everything. And I'm just like, what the world? It's 20 something minutes. So I'm still gonna watch this and see if it was actually worth making to the series or not, but it failed big time. They say it was one of the lowest rated things in ABC history. So that had to be a huge bummer to him. But yeah, because this was like around the time Goosebumps was still doing their thing and finna come to like an end and everything. So I don't know how cheesy or corny it is. Now, when it comes to me reviewing a movie, I'm not gonna go like in the main details like I normally do with a TV show. See, here's the reason why I do this. In case you haven't never noticed, my reviews, I always put like a review or a rant review. My reviews are a review slash recap, where I recap scenes that happen from like scene to scene to scene. And I like paraphrase stuff because that's what I like to do. And the reason why that is, one, that's just how my brain is wired, to remember all this information and then just recite it. It's been that way for decades. And like, that's what actually got me started on my other channel. I talk about this other TV series. I wanted to talk about this one TV series because nobody ever talks about it. And so I didn't even, like, I used to watch the episodes every night, but then I decided, okay, I'm just gonna like talk about what I saw. And then so I recap like pretty much everything in the episode. The reason for that is because some people don't, so the reason why I recap is because some stuff I talk about on here, you can't find on DVD. You can't find on streaming. That is it. Like, it is in like the abyss of like old TV cable and stuff. And so, and then I also recap for stuff that is on streaming and stuff that is on DVD, but people might not have it. They might not want to pay for the service, or they might not just have it on DVD. And because my brain is wired that way. And so like, that's why my reviews sound more like a recap than most reviews and stuff like that. But when it comes to a movie, and you know, because sometimes when I talk, I can talk for a very long time, and I hate when my videos are like an hour long. So there's no point in doing a movie. But so I'm just gonna give like a quick like recap, and like, you know, and just my thoughts on it and stuff like that for y'all to watch. So that's why I also had this big spoiler thing on all my videos, because like I'm gonna literally tell you what is going to happen. And sometimes I skip around and tell you things a little bit too early. And if I ever bring up another show while I'm talking about another show, I will spoil that stuff. But for the movies, I kind of want y'all to like enjoy. Now for the, I forgot what it's called, the Hulk Halloween something, I might recap scene from that. Only because a lot of people have never heard of it, and it's really hard to find like online and stuff. Maybe Batman Dracula, I don't know, but everything else like you can pretty much find. And so I'm just gonna like give my thoughts on it. So my thoughts on this: I love how adult it is. There is sex, there is bad language, there is blood. My God, like the opening, like, okay, I knew who this actress was, I just didn't remember who she was because she looked different. Hair makes people look different, man. That ponytail confused me. I forgot her first name, but her last name is Hawk. She is Ethan Hawke's daughter, and she is Uma Thurman's daughter. It might be Elizabeth Hawke. I saw her in Small Women. I think that's what it's called. The PBS one, not the live action one. Emma Watson. And so like, straight up, man, the dude just ups and kills her. And I'm just like, whoa, he slashes her stomach. I don't understand why there wasn't more blood or why she didn't collapse, but she was able to fight him off. And so then he kills her. And then so you assume because he's the slasher killer. Now this is what was so strange. She takes off his mask and it's revealed to be her friend from early in the movie. You assume he's gonna survive this thing. Nope. He gets shot by like the cop dude. And I'm just like, crap. That's a twist right in there, because the slasher dude dies really early. And so basically this resolves around a girl named Dina. She is like a lesbian. She had a girlfriend named Samantha. Samantha just pretty much abandons her and moves to a different school. And she doesn't understand why. She's heartbroken and stuff. She has a little brother. I think his name might be Josh or something like that. This is set back in the 90s, 1994. Duh. It was cool to hear all this cool music from back in the day. It was cool to see all this cool technology and stuff. It didn't feel forced like other stuff tried to be, you know, with the old tech and crap. He's all into like all these strange murders that happen pretty much every decade. And so like she has a best friend. I think her best friend might be Kate. And a friend named Simon. Simon is just the idiot. He's just an idiot. I can't stand him. So I was happy to see him get his upcomings towards the end of the movie. And so like after all that, it pretty much set up who these characters are in their high school drama. And I have to say, even though that does technically weigh a story down, it was okay, because the dialogue was edgy. It wasn't sappy or mushy and stuff. And you know, so basically what it is that they have two rival schools. She sees her ex there. Her ex is now with a boy. She's not happy. They decide to they get into like a huge fight, both the two girls and the two schools. Bad stuff happens, and it's a car wreck. And I gotta say, man, like, I didn't know where exactly this was gonna go, because I'm thinking to myself, okay, didn't it start off as like a slasher? But then all of a sudden you see all these weird blood like transition things with people screaming. I was like, okay, what direction is this going in? So then, next thing you know, this is when all the crazy stuff starts to happen. As her drug dealer friend is like babysitting and stuff, somebody is dressed like the killer from that mall in the opening of the movie, and it's scaring her friend. So after the car wreck, like the girl, oh, I forgot to mention, Samantha's like puking up blood everywhere and on people. So all of a sudden, like, she goes to like all this crazy spooky stuff happen, which I love. All this adult stuff starts happening. The killer is chasing people around the hospital. He's killing her, like Samantha's boyfriend. So, you know, then when they like trying to escape, next thing you know, there's more freaky stuff happening. There's killers just coming left and right. There's this crazy woman with scars on her face with a I think it was like a switchblade or something, and she's trying to kill Simon. And so as they escape, of course the cops don't want to do nothing. No matter what, every time they shoot or kill one of these like killers, they come back from the dead, and they don't understand what is going on. After doing some research, the brother determines that all of these murders actually happened decades and decades ago. There's always people turning into killers in this town, and so it's kind of strange. So they researching it further, it goes back to a witch who lost her arm, and she spread like her curse and all this other kind of crap. So they don't understand how or why she's chasing them. And so Samantha starts to reveal that, oh, she disturbed her grave and stuff like that when she got into that car wreck. When she got in the car wreck, she was crawling around and touched the woman's skull and all this other stuff. So they assume, okay, yeah, fine. They put it back together, she'll be like, she'll be nice to them. Nope, witch still wants them. Oh man, I love the way these like slashers look too. The dude with the axe running right past Josh, he don't understand why. It's determined that they don't want the kids, they just want Samantha because she disturbed the grave. But why are they chasing after Dina and chasing after Simon? It's because they have Samantha's blood on them still, like on the shirt and on the shoes. So they're attracted to her scent like a homing beacon. So they devise like all these different ways to like stop like the witch and the demons and all this other stuff. And it's pretty ingenious when you think about it. A little too ingenious for kids, but hey, whatever. It was entertaining. And so like they determined that, okay, one last battle. They can stop all these demons. They use Samantha as like a bait or whatever. And they assume this is going to kill the killer. Because they have to, in order to stop it, because somebody else survived this, a woman. So they figure, how did she survive this? They can't get in touch with her. Then they realize, oh, she must have died and came back to life. So they have a plan to OD her and then bring her back to life with EpiPens and stuff. She cannot hold the drugs down in her system. So then Dina decides, okay, well, she's just going to drown Kate and then bring her back by like CPR or whatever you call it. And so while this is going on, the other kids have Samantha's blood on them, you know, having the killer, the slasher people chase them while Dina is trying to kill Samantha, right? And so like, I do like how ingenious these kids are. Like, even though Dina is kind of like an irritating kind of character because she's so moody and stuff, what I really don't like about her is she's letting her friends die just to save Samantha. Samantha was willing to sacrifice herself, but no, Dina won't let her. As her friends are dying in a very brutal way, but oh my God, thank God this is on Netflix. I think Disney had the rights to this, but they decided to put it on over to Netflix. And so like, Kate, the friend, she dies in a gruesome way. Simon gets like an axe to the head. And so her brother's being chased. And she hears all the screams. She sees her brother being chased. She sees the slasher demons coming towards her. She's still trying to drown Samantha. All she had to do was stop and let them get Samantha, or just straight up kill Samantha to stop all this. No, she lets her friends die. That is selfish, if you ask me. And so like, I can't wait to hopefully she gets her upcoming, because she just let her friends straight up get murdered. And that was messed up. So she finally is able to drown, what's her name? And so then the ghost demon things, they stop. And then so she resuscitates her. We think everything's okay, all nice and dandy. But nope. All of a sudden, Samantha, oh, okay, this is another thing. Samantha's mom found out that she's a lesbian. That's why she had to leave the school. And I like the mom's reaction to this. And the only reason is because this was the 90s. A lot of time I see like these 90s and 80s shows where you'll have a person who's like turned out to be gay. And everybody around them are like, okay, we're cool. That was not the 80s and 90s. It's sad that people were like that. And I'm glad in TV shows they show that people are accepting of LGBT, but that's not how it was back then. So it was kind of nice to see the mom's reaction be realistic, you know? But Samantha don't care. She's gonna date Dina anyway. So when she spends the night at her place, some freaky stuff happens. Dina gets a phone call from that lady and tells her, it's not over. Y'all didn't break the spell. The witch makes the rules and everything. And then she turns around, and there's Samantha. And Samantha straight up stabs her. I think it should have ended right then and there. Because, yeah, it would have been a great cliffhanger. Because this is a trilogy, remember? But nope, as the brother's on the computer, down in like the basement, in the AOL chat room, Samantha and Kat are going at it, and not in a lover's kind of way, even though they did do it in the bathroom and stuff. Now, I will say this is the love scene they had so much better than what's been going on, and I know you did last summer, the TV series. There's no crazy nudity, there's no wild porno looking sex. It's just them getting it on in a regular kind of TV movie-ish kind of way that doesn't take away from the story for shock value and awe, you know? So they're struggling on the ground, there's blood places, and you know, Samantha's straight up trying to kill her the best way she can, but she's still trying to fight off. I think she stabbed her in the stomach with a pencil, that's what it was. So then, next thing you know, Dina gets the upper hand, she ties Samantha up. She gets her brother, and they're now like, you know, they're gonna break this curse no matter what. She's gonna save her friend. And then, so we get like a glimpse into the next like movie. It has to do with that woman who survived this. They talked to her, and she talks about what happened to her when she was at camp and everything. So I haven't seen that yet. I can't wait to see it. It's like finally an adult version of Goosebumps. I love it. Because even though I do like the live action movie, it was so silly. Like, I get it. Goosebumps was meant for kids. It's cheesy. The television show was cheesy. It was the 90s. The live action movie did not have to be like that. I wish they would have took like every book from the Goosebumps and made it into a movie with an adult theme to it. That would have been great. But then we got the Jumanji Goosebumps and stuff. So that was fine. But it could have been so much better. I still have not seen the second. The second did not do that well. That is why there's never been a third. But I gotta say, this whole Fear Street thing. Oh, this is why R.L. Stine is so awesome, man. The man is truly awesome. And it's great because now, you know, like I'm in my like late 30s. Like I'm about to go in my 40s soon. And so like many people like myself, because this is when Goosebumps came out, like when I was in middle school. Kids have been wanting an adult, like the older grown-ups been wanting like, you know, an adult version of Goosebumps for many years. We still watch the older Goosebumps stuff, but sometimes it can be a little hard because it is, you know, cheesy and stuff. But yeah, it's like, it's so great that they do this, you know. Now wasn't that spooky? Alright, well, I shall talk to y'all later. Bye.